So yeah, I can see it on through.
Salary and all that stuff.
I put it on the website too, I changed it there, that's where they're gonna email it to them.
Really?
Crimes against public order. There we go. Crimes against public order. Yeah, shot. Chill on the. Maybe just 8,000.
Call to order the regular town board meeting for the town of Shandaken for the month of November 2016. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance.
Roll call. Board Member Bernstein?
Here.
Board Member Higley? Board Member Malloy?
Here.
Board Member Storm? Here. Supervisor Demo?
Here. Entertain a motion for approving previous town board minutes.
I'll make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Supervisor's financial report, October 2015. Police fees, $15.50. Police department reimbursement commercial. For those of you who didn't know, there was a Mini Cooper who shot a commercial here in Woodland Valley, and I can't wait to see it. But they paid us for our officers to be there for road protection. Police department reimbursement for the commercial, $960. Pine Hill water postage reimbursement, $52.51. Ambulance fees, $6,255.97. Employee benefits, medical insurance, $194.83. Cell tower rental, $238.66. Town clerk fees, $292.20. Justice fees, $18,779. Planning fees, $50. Permit code officer, $340. Building permit fees, $1,577. Vital statistic fees, $170. Dog licenses, $66.50. Phoenicia Water District interest, September 2015, 10 cents. Phoenicia Water rents, $18,000. Gas fuel reimbursement, $9,229.66. Highway September interest, $14.70. Scrap recycling, $240. And USDA reimbursement from the highway of $32,966.40, for a total of $89,443.03. Communications. Bear with me, folks, for those that are here. We just completed our public hearing on the 2016 budget. The budget remains relatively unchanged, excepting a few small items pertaining to special districts. First being that we received the budget from Big Indian Olive Reed Fire Department, which is going up less than 1%, actually 0.89%, not the 2% we had previously anticipated. The second change is in the Phoenicia Water budget, which will have to increase the tax by $2,000 in order to comply with a bond necessary to complete the Bridge Street water main repair, slated to start later this month. I'll go into more detail when addressing Phoenicia Water. Aside from that, we did receive the healthcare figures this past Monday, and we have two options before us. Neither is cheaper. Both plans reflect an 8 to 10% increase in costs, which would still be within the preliminary budget figures. I need to discuss these options with the employees to see which plan is acceptable to them. Just to reiterate the figures from the preliminary budget, in the general, with all changes, the general budget reflects a 0.32% decrease on the general tax levy. Highway budget shows a highway tax levy increase of 1.45%. Overall, we will not need to pass a resolution to exceed the tax cap. The cumulative tax increase, including the special districts, is roughly 0.56%, which in turn translates to an increase of $5.60 in town taxes if you paid $1,000 in town taxes last year, which of course is barring any change in your assessment. We have a resolution to adopt the preliminary budget as the final budget for the 2016 fiscal year tonight. Phoenicia Water. As explained earlier, the Phoenicia Water District will have to get a bond or low-interest loan to complete the work necessary to repair the main on the Bridge Street Bridge. Last month, we received two bids for construction, for the construction portion of the project, with the low bid being $175,500. This, combined with expenses for engineering and legal work, give us a final budget of $208,900, a bit higher than the anticipated $191,400 anticipated when we started this process back in March. The USDA grant maxes out at $150,000, which leaves the district responsible for the balance of $58,900. Additionally, under the guidelines for this grant, the district is responsible on the front end for the balance, meaning we have to pay out the $58,900 before the USDA cuts a check. This type of money is not available to the district, as any funds they have are necessary for standard operation and maintenance. We have discussed previously about the possibility of loaning the district the money from the town's Good Neighbor Fund, which we had already received the approval from the DEP, who oversees expenses from that account. Upon further investigation by the town's attorney and concurrence from the county comptroller, this will not be feasible. Under state law, we could loan the district the money, but the district is required to repay the loan by the end of the fiscal year, meaning December 31st of this year, which is impossible. So we'll be required to get a bond or low-interest loan to have the district pay it back over time. On the upside of all this news is that just this afternoon, and you guys didn't know, we received the final approval to award the contract. We will be sitting and signing these documents tomorrow or the next day, and Merritt Construction hopes to begin the work by the end of the month. They have already had employees out surveying the site more closely and have ordered the necessary pipe and hangers in anticipation of the award notice from the USDA. So it looks like it's finally moving forward. Highway New York Rising. We will be advertising for bids for a slope stabilization project along Muddy Brook Road in Woodland Valley. This will be out to bid over the winter to allow contractors time to sharpen their pencils, since we're not allowed in the stream until spring to do the work anyway. In good news, the Highway Department received word this month that FEMA will be funding 4 of the 5 bridge repairs that were slated to be done through the New York Rising program. Previously, FEMA had denied those claims because they kept requiring more information. Each bridge was slated to cost in the area of $400,000 each. Additionally, with FEMA funding these bridges, that removes them from the New York Rising list and leaves money to go toward a number of other projects selected by the New York Rising Committee back in the day. As a side note, New York Rising has progressed our generator project to connect the town hall and highway garage to an emergency generator in case of electrical failure at either building. We should have some design shortly and await hiring a contractor for this job. And miscellaneous, we have resolutions tonight to rehire Mike Ryan as a driver for the town ambulance, as well as a resignation and appointment for a part-time officer. Officer Ralph Leiter will be leaving us and replaced by Officer Lillian Toohey. Our next meeting is slated for Monday, December 7th, 2015, at 7 p.m. Anybody else have anything?
Hey, Rob, on the future water thing, we're
Yes.
doing $2,000 a year for that loan. How long do you anticipate that going on for?
I'm going to guess probably 6 years. I have to talk to Community Bank about it, and I want to get more word from Rural Water because they have low interest loans. Yeah, I don't see. Again, what we did is we took the $10,000 that was originally slated in the preliminary budget for transfer to capital, and it's now moving to bond principal. So there was no increase on their budget there, but now you got an increase of $2,000 to pay the interest because it's going to have to you're going to have to pay interest on a bond. So, did I answer your question?
No, it'll be $58,000.
58.9 probably. Again, that's why I'm rounding it up, saying 60. So if you did 60 over 10 years, it's $10,000 a year. So it'll be on their budget.
So how will it be $2,000 a year?
$2,000 is the interest that you got to pay on that. Each year you're going to make a payment of $10,000. The final year will be, if we do 58.9, then obviously the final year would probably be $8,900, the balance of whatever was loaned, and the interest would then reduce a little bit. But with the ambulance loan and the percentages we saw there, it's a $20,000 repayment, and I believe it was $33,750 in interest. So there's $4,000 in that line for interest payment on the bond for the ambulance. So I'm just doing simple math and going half it, $2,000 a year should be good. Believe me, Elliot Auerbach, I called him and he was like, "That's a good idea. I don't see why he wouldn't be able to do it." And he called around and found, yeah, they got to pay by the end of the fiscal year. shocked him. He was like, it seemed like a common sense thing to do. It's a compliment. Any other announcements?
Yes.
Then I have turkey sitting in the audience over
Yeah,
here.
it's our surprise guest. This weekend is the last weekend for the play, The Last 5 Years at the Shandaken Theatrical Society in Phoenicia. 8 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, 2 p.m. performance on Sunday. Call 688-2279 to reserve tickets. Saturday, November 7th, 11 to 4 is the craft fair at the Phoenicia Fish and Game in Mount Tremper. Sunday, November 8th is the annual Toys for Children Drive by the Catskill Mountain Classic Car Club. Bring a new unwrapped toy to the Big Indian Firehouse on Sunday from noon to 3, refreshments available. Saturday, November 14th is the Children's Pottery Workshop for ages 5 to 13 at the Morton Memorial Library in Pine Hill. Please call to sign up at 254-4222. Also, our Computer Health Night at Pine Hill is Friday, November 13th from 6 to 7:30. And the Phoenicia Computer Health Night is Friday, November 20th at the same time, 6 to 7:30. Turkey Trot is Saturday, November 28th, but we have our surprise guest here to tell you all about it. And last but not least, there will be another rabies and distemper clinic as well as a cat dog spay surgery at the mobile vet van, which comes here to our town hall on December 5th. Rabies and distemper clinic is a walk-in. You don't need an appointment, from 8:30 to 10, and surgeries will be from 10 to 5. Call them to make an appointment at 845-901-4637. And the town also offers a low-cost cat spay neuter program to full-time residents for just $25, which includes a rabies shot. Call the town clerk's office for more info, 688-5004. That's it.
One other point, Joyce, if you put this on your list, also,
Yeah.
there's a Veterans Day ceremony at the American Legion Post, November 11th, 11 a.m. And afterwards there'll be some refreshments served back there. The day before that, of course, is the 240th birthday of the U.S. Marine Corps.
Okay.
Everybody go ahead.
So there's no other announcements. I'd like to turn it over to our turkey here.
Town turkey.
Heather Roberts.
My kids are starting to get embarrassed when I leave the house in this house. So I just want to remind you all to come out for the 5th annual, is this on? The 5th annual Phoenicia Turkey Trot.
It's on.
It is? This year we are hoping to raise money for the Phoenicia Rotary, which, as many of you know, provides support to our community for education scholarships, emergency relief, job training, and hunger support in our community. So they're an important group, and we're really proud to be able to support them this year. It's the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and it's a 2.4 mile run, trot, jog, whatever you want to make it. So we hope you can all come out. We wanted to give a special thanks to our local businesses who this year just stepped up right away, paid for all the t-shirts straight away, so that every dollar that we raise in registration fees goes straight to the Phoenicia Rotary. We also want to thank the town again for your support in the form of insurance and road coverage. So thank you. Hope you can make it out.
Thank you.
You want to come out and turn around?
Yeah, I generally do the run, trot, hobble.
Hobble.
Hobble. It's just big.
Oh, we have a few registered already, so if you want the free t-shirts, they're going quick. First 100.
Do you have the t-shirt designed already? Or?
T-shirts are designed, they're at the printer, and the logo on the front of that poster, the registration form, is our logo this year, thanks to Cheryl Formont, who does our graphics now. And
So
yeah,
this pops out. That's the Rotary.
that's the Rotary. Yes, it's the Rotary theme. Yeah.
No other announcements. We'll move on to committee reports. Which,
Good evening. The October report, Town of Shandaken Ambulance, total calls received was 34. Mutual aid was given 5 times, 4 to the Olive First Aid Unit, 1 to Hunter Area Ambulance. Mutual aid was received once by Olive First Aid for standby coverage when we were operating a motor vehicle accident. Farewells and welcomes have been the theme of October, as well as a little bit of November we've had. As proud as we are for those who bid farewell to the town ambulance for other opportunities, it is somewhat bittersweet as we undoubtedly become a family of the nature of what we do. That being said, we bid farewell temporarily to Joseph Camperlino, who will be departing for basic training for the U.S. Army in a few short weeks. We wish you the best of luck, brother, and safety in what you do. We also welcome back longtime resident Mike Ryan to our team, who has been a proven asset under pressure in many instances around town, notably during Hurricane Irene. We would be remiss if we were not to thank the outgoing councilmen for their support over the years they've been in office. Councilman Bernstein and Councilman Higley, we thank you for the support that you've shown over the past few years. To our newcomers, welcome and congratulations. We look forward to working with you to assure the continuance of high-quality pre-hospital care. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich.
Hey, Rich, before you go, thank you. A couple weeks back, there was a voucher from the water district down at the building, the ambulance building in Phoenicia. It was like $1,600 for the toilet that just kept running and running and running. It must have been running for probably a year. If you could reiterate to employees or whatever, if there's any kind of problems in any of the town buildings, at least say something. Don't expect me to go in there and fix it, but at least say something. It must have been running a year, and there's thousands and thousands of gallons that were wasted, and it's a chore on the town how to pay for it. It's also a burden on the water district plant and everything to supply that water.
Understood, absolutely. We'll make sure that they do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich. Chad could not make it. He had another engagement, so if you want.
Yeah, I'll do it. The monthly statistical report, October 2015. All accidents, 10. Incidents involving animals, 4. Incidents involving real property, 59. Civil incidents, 7. Traffic incidents, 19. Crime against public order, 4. Check welfare, 9. Community-oriented police project, 4. Automated intrusion device calls, 7. Assault and related offenses, 3. Assist fire department and ambulance, 9. Criminal mischief, none. Criminal possession of a weapon, none. Request for patrol, 24. Suspicious activity, 7. 911 calls, 4. Fraud, larceny, robbery, 7. Incidents involving warrants, none. Lost missing persons, none. Lost found property, 3. And for a total of 183 incidents in the month. And total miles on the cars is 8,962 miles.
Alfred, finish your work.
Can't take it anymore, huh? Heather is, as usual, stunning in that costume. But in all seriousness, I second what you said there. Because I have tenants too, and I'm always on their case about letting me know if there's any water leaks, because they really become a problem over time. And not to beat up on you.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
But seriously, and Rob told you everything there is to know at this point about what's going on with the water main, and that's pretty much it right now. I'm going to try and get somebody to teach me how to use this sonar pipe water main detector, so that there's more people around town that can use it. And that's it. Next meeting on the 18th at the library. Thanks.
Thank you. No report. Museum. Mr. Bennett. Museum.
I'm not going up there. We had 40 visitors since the last board meeting, along with requests for genealogy information. We are working on a display for the veterans that served in the town of Shandaken. The American Legion has loaned the museum some items to add to our display. And we will also highlight the 3 residents of the town that were in the invasion of Normandy. The board is also working on a list of residents that have served our country from the Civil War to the present. Cemeteries have been photographed throughout the town, and veterans markers have been photographed as well. This will expand our genealogy base for any inquiries that we receive. For your information, as of today, from the Civil War to Afghanistan and Iraq, there have been 1,052 veterans in the town of Shandaken. The Civil War, there was 346. Spanish-American War II, World War I, 61. World War II, 309. There was 3 that were in the invasion of Normandy. Korea was 27. Vietnam, there was 14. And Afghanistan and Iraq was 1. That's one of our natives that served in both conflicts. Our next display, that is a project, will be the skiing industry in our town, including Simpsons, Bel Air, and High Mount, and the lodging our town provided and still does. That's it.
Very good. Recreation, I see Marty, she's probably Rotary. So, public comments on resolutions.
Can I stand up one more time? I'd like to form a committee for cemeteries in town, because, I mean, I've photographed just about all, except, well, Brian did, what, 4 or 5? But I've done everything else, and they're not in good shape. They are truly not in good shape. Form a committee so we get some volunteers to clean them up. One that really bothered me the most is the gentleman that was right over there, Ed West. You couldn't even find his stone. He's right down here.
Joyce mentioned something today, do something. Call the next one.
Rob, on the resolutions, it doesn't really pertain to the resolution, but it put me in mind of it with the hiring of the police officer.
Yes.
Tim and yourself are involved in the contract negotiations with the police department. What's the status of that?
Chad is the one on that, and last I heard, they were waiting. I don't know, they were looking at it again because they were stuck on one point, I don't know, and Chris is out on disability, so.
Right, that's what he told me too, so I think it was just kind of
Trying to
mixed up
coordinate.
in there, yeah.
It's been a year, right?
I know,
Right.
I know. So, we've been on them. So, if there's no comments and resolutions, we'll go to a motion. Make a motion that we accept Officer Ralph Leiter's resignation from the Shandaken Police Department.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Good luck, Ralph. And move on to resolutions.
Resolution number 135-15, resolution to pay all bills, whereas the Department of Audit and Control require town boards to sign and inspect all vouchers coming into the town for payment, to number and total amounts from each fund. Therefore be it resolved that the town board authorize the following vouchers paid: general, $36,774.93, highway, $330,228.16, Phoenicia Water, $2,139.18, Phoenicia Lights, $970.12, Chichester Lights, $139.15, Pine Hill Lights, $556.43, for a total of $370,807.97, and I move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member Bernstein?
Yes.
Board Member Malloy?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Supervisor Dent?
Yes.
Resolution 136-15, resolution adopting 2016 preliminary budget as the 2016 town budget. Whereas the town of Shandaken has prepared a 2016 preliminary budget for review. Therefore, it be resolved, the town board of the town of Shandaken, following a public hearing held at 6:30, sorry, on Wednesday, November 4th, 2015, hereby adopts the 2016 preliminary budget as amended as the 2016 town budget for the town of Shandaken. I move its adoption.
Awesome.
Board Member Bernstein?
Yes.
Board Member Malloy?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Supervisor Dent?
Yes. Resolution 137-15, resolution for Muddy Brook Slope Stabilization. Whereas the town of Shandaken Highway Department is seeking bids for Muddy Brook Slope Stabilization Project as a result of Hurricane Irene damage. There will be a mandatory site visit and pre-bid meeting on Tuesday, November 23rd at 1 p.m. at the Shandaken Town Hall. Inclement weather date will be Tuesday, November 24th at 1 p.m. Specifications are available at the Highway Superintendent's Office, 7209 Route 28, Shandaken, New York, or by calling 845-688-5031. Therefore be it resolved that bids clearly marked on envelope Muddy Brook Stabilization Project, that's a lot to write on the outside of that, will be received at the town clerk's office, Shandaken Town Hall, 7209 Route 28, P.O. Box 67, Shandaken, New York, 12480, no later than 3 p.m. on Monday, February 1st, 2016, to be awarded on March 7th, 2016. The town board reserves the right to reject any and all bids. I move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member Bernstein?
Yes.
Board Member Malloy?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Supervisor Family?
Yes.
Okay, I have Woodland Valley in there, just so you know it, on that first line after the slope, Woodland Valley, like we did with the other ones, we did Chichester or Silver Hollow. Should I put that in there also?
What you want to add?
Just add Woodland Valley after that first line where it says bid for Muddy Brook Slope Stabilization Project, Woodland Valley.
I would just say Muddy Brook.
Muddy Brook?
Just make it Muddy Brook.
Okay.
Resolution 138-15, ambulance driver, whereas under section 20 of the town law, the town board shall designate all appointed officers and employees of the town. Therefore be it resolved that the following personnel be appointed to the Shandaken Town Ambulance as a driver. Michael Ryan at $27.07 per trip and $53.04 per 12-hour shift. I move its adoption.
I'll second.
Board Member Bernstein?
Yes.
Board Member Malloy?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Supervisor Family?
Yes.
I don't have it.
I think we're missing that page.
I had it in mind.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have it.
Oh, I had some delivery today, that's what.
Resolution number 139-15, Town Police Department Part-Time Officer. Whereas the town of Shandaken is a town of the second class, whereas there is a town police department, therefore be it resolved that pursuant to the town law of the state of New York, section 21B, the town board hereby appoints the following individual as police officers who receive compensation as indicated. Lillian Tui, $19.17 per hour, and that said police officers shall have all powers conferred upon police officers by the general laws of the state of New York, including but not limited to, and such powers not inconsistent with law as are hereinafter set forth, and that said police officers shall have all powers designated in section 2.20 of the criminal procedure law of the state of New York, and shall have the following special duties. 1, to enforce all local laws, ordinances, and regulations of the town of Shandaken. 2, to enforce the vehicle and traffic law of the state of New York to the extent that police officers may be so permitted by the general laws of the state of New York. 3, to enforce such penal statutes as police officers are permitted to enforce pursuant to the general laws of the state of New York. And in furtherance of said special duties, police officers are hereby authorized the use of a town vehicle to be known as a police officer's vehicle, which may be equipped with emergency lights in accordance with applicable sections of the vehicle and traffic law, and may use the state and county radio to extent permitted by the general laws of the state of New York, and may carry a firearm while on duty in compliance with the general laws of the state of New York pertaining to police officers generally. And move its adoption.
I'll second.
Board Member Bernstein?
Yes.
Board Member Malloy?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Supervisor Family?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, we move on to open public comment. Yes, sir.
With my soccer mom hat, I wanted to thank the town for their continued support of the Emerson Fields. It's become a huge part of our children's community, and the Shandaken soccer program just continues to grow. And we're also a pretty dominant force in the district. But my question to you was, what has been done from the town standpoint with cell signal along that corridor? Because as a parent, I also have concerns with so many kids out there and so few adults. Is there anything that we can do to get?
We've reached out to, just recently I saw Senator Schumer had put out a call for asking for where there are dead zones and all this stuff to try and get this stuff fixed.
Right.
I responded in the